this is Kirby Britt. She is the Assistant Athletic Director here at Methodist. Kirby, could you please just explain a little bit what you do here?
I am responsible for the athletic communications, and so my main job that most people know is the website. So MUmonarchs.com is one of my responsibilities, and I do all the statistics and like event management for all of the home athletic events. And then when we have an away game, then the other person at the other school will send me the results, and I'll write a story about it and put it up on the website. We do some brochures and media guides and other kind of marketing stuff, but that's the main gist of it.
Okay. What drew you to this particular job?
I was a numbers nerd before, so I like stats. But I really liked Methodist, and so that's kind of why when the job opened up, I didn't have any experience and didn't know that I was really qualified for it. Not always the most confident in my writing abilities, but I like being around sports, and so this was a way to not be stuck behind a computer all day, every day.
Okay. What kind of schooling did you take to get to this job?
I am a proud graduate of Methodist, and I was a sport management major. So I got my bachelor's degree here, and then I eventually went to the University of Tennessee and got my master's degree in sport management as well.
Okay. Did you have any other jobs before your current one here at Methodist?
Well, I applied at Burger King, but they turned me down. My senior year here at Methodist, I did an internship for the Carolina Courage, which was part of the Women's United Soccer Association, the now defunct Women's Pro League. Now they have a new one, but so I was doing an internship for them, and then when I graduated, they hired me full time, and then the league folded in September 2003. So then I was kind of searching for something else. I eventually moved back to Maryland, where I'm from originally, and worked for like a transportation company doing some accounting, which wasn't sport related at all, but it was close to home and it was a job, and so I did that for until I went to Tennessee to get my master's degree and try and get back into sports. Couldn't find anything right away after I finished at Tennessee, so thankfully my job was willing to take me back, and so I did that until the job opened at Methodist, and I came here in August of 2006.
Okay. Did you have any other internships while you were in school, maybe while you were at Tennessee?
When I was here at Methodist, I did one this summer after my sophomore year with a team up in DC, which was also a soccer team, but I interned with them, and it was like, I mean, most sport marketing or sport management internships are unpaid, but it was like game day stuff, which I thought was really cool because I was running around RFK Stadium doing like the halftime games and shooting t-shirts in the stands, and but then I got like a little paid part out of that too, of just like handing out flyers. They paid us to do that in DC, just walking around. And then when I was at Tennessee, it was kind of part of our class, but another thing we did, we worked at the Knoxville Open, which was a nationwide golf tour event. So it was kind of cool to see the golf side of things, especially after going to Methodist and knowing how big golf is. I think being able to work a golf tournament is like a huge asset in no matter what field you do, because it's such a money maker. So it's cool to work a semi-pro event like that.
Okay. Where did you see yourself going when you got your degree?
My degree at Methodist?
Yes.
Well, at the time, I really thought that I had found my dream job. I love women's soccer, and working with professional women's soccer players. I lived in the same apartment complex as them. I was working my job was kind of doing player appearances, and so I would drive these pro soccer players to their event, and I was working with a lot of companies, and I did the soccer camps with them, and so I got to still even play with them sometimes, and so for me, at the time, that's kind of what I thought I would do, just maybe work my way up within that organization. I liked that aspect of, because I'm not a huge fan of professional sports in terms of the money-making aspect of it, but women's professional sports is like a different element, and so I really enjoyed that and thought that's what I would be doing.
Right. Did you ever worry about finding a job in your particular field of interest?
All the time. I think when I first graduated, I had looked at grad schools, and then when I found the job, thought like I was going to hold on to that for as long as possible. when the league folded, I was kind of blindsided and not really sure what I was going to do, and so I was unemployed for 3 months, I guess 3 or 4 months, and so that is not fun, and especially trying to find a job in sports. And I kept telling my parents I really was going to go work at McDonald's, and so McDonald's, Burger King, it was a hard decision, but I don't know. And then even like being in a field that you didn't go to school for is sometimes frustrating, but knowing that like at the time it was paying bills and it was a job. And so I've gone on a ton of interviews, I've applied for a ton of jobs that I haven't even ever heard anything back from. So that's always a concern. I knew applying to Methodist, at least I hoped I would have a shot being a graduate and still having good relationships with some of the coaches that were still here when I was a student and I worked for them. So I hoped that would help me, but it's still a concern. Like, I think no matter what you do, like trying to meet the right people and have the right experience to fit whatever the employer is looking for.
Alright. Do you have any advice for students currently studying sports management?
I would say do as many internships as you can in as many different fields as you can. I think it's important to meet lots of different people and do lots of different internships, and sometimes you do an internship and you find out that you don't have anything to do with that arena or that sport or maybe that organization, but sometimes you find out something that you really do like. And I talked to one of my former interns a couple weeks ago, and he is working for a marketing firm, but through someone that he met through another internship. And so I think it really is about who you know and the different people that you meet. And now that you're in college, and I know sometimes we can't afford to do the unpaid stuff, but the more volunteer and the more opportunities that you can do and meet more people, then I think your chances go up about finding a job that's going to pay you someday.
Alright. I have a couple fun questions for you.
I love fun.
What is your favorite sporting event here at Methodist?
See, but somebody's going to get mad at this. My favorite sporting event at Methodist. I think it would be the FCA Cookout volleyball game there. It's very intense. People get very competitive. There's food, and I don't have to keep stats. So that would probably be my favorite.
Alright. One more fun question for you. I was filling out my sports media questionnaire. Notice you asked everybody what their pregame ritual is. I want to know what your pregame ritual is before every event here at Methodist.
Now that I work here, it's definitely a different pregame ritual than when I played. My pregame ritual is still the same, that I still pray that nothing goes wrong and that everyone stays healthy and that my workers show up. I also like to give a little shout out to all of my fans in the stands and just run with it.
Alright. Well, thank you. Again, this is Kirby Britt, and thank you.
Thank you.